So we are going to throw it over to Joel for some translation.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Joel with your interview translation. We're here with SK Telecom, finishing off their last game of the season, and we're here with the entire team this time to conduct the interview for today. But it's the winners of today's series, SK Telecom. We're going to meet the entire team and talk to each players one by one. Faker, you got the mic first right now. How do you feel about the win? I think today's series was not really about our placement in LCK right now, but it was more of a pride battle between KT and definitely it was really good to get the win today. What do you think was the most important point in the matchup between you guys and KT? I think game-wise, I think we had to limit our mistakes, and the more we were able to do that, we were going to find success. And I think, getting a good idea of what each of these teams are really capable of is going to help us throughout the playoffs as well. And it just seemed like KT was a lot stronger side than the last time you guys have faced them. But wasn't it a lot of pressure knowing that how good they were in the recent matches? I didn't think that we were going to be behind or under advantage against KT today. I thought we were just going to go in with the same amount of confidence that we always have. And it just felt like in the later parts of the series that the Lucian didn't perform as well as you guys might have wanted. And of course, yeah, dying a couple of occasions is a very bad thing for our team, but it was a situation where I thought I would have made it alive, but it's a little bit of miscalculation that led to those deaths. So, but definitely it was an unfortunate situation for my miscalculation. And it just seemed like, Faker, you were very known for not using skins for your champions. I think, with the client bug that I've noticed, that I think Riot is forcing me to use skins now. I think it's at a point where, I can't even choose not to use skins anymore. But definitely, the games that I used the skin, we got the victory, so hopefully that means something. We're going to move the mic right over to Peanut for the next part of the interview. And today's performances by you were really splendid from many aspects. I just really needed to change the entire morale that's surrounding me and the teammates as well. So it was a very important win for us, and we were really glad that we got it. Definitely, we were trying to have fun before we entered the game. So I think we did a good job of doing that part. Yeah, I think win or lose, we were really just focused on having fun today. And of course, you guys have one game left, but just looking back towards everything, and wasn't there a lot of situations that you probably would have changed if you had the opportunity to? No, actually, I'm very satisfied with everything this season. But with MVP points, it's a very individualistic thing. So obviously the most important disappointment was the 4th straight loss in the series. That was the bigger thing than the MVP points. Weren't you pretty happy once you got the Zac open in the last game? Yeah, I saw Morgana. I was pretty frightened by that pick, so and I never really had a good opposition to face off against the Morgana. But I think after the game, I just felt like it wasn't a very scary pick to go in with. Wasn't there an occasion of going with Kalista over the Zac? Yeah, we felt like until this patch, this Zac is still a very strong pick to go with, and it's definitely a top priority. We're gonna move on to Huni for the next part. Hey Huni, you went through a pretty series of struggles today. Yeah, I think game 2 is what you're talking about. Yeah, that was a struggle. Definitely, I'm still in a shock, and I still have to recover from it. But definitely, the staff and the teammates are really cheering me up, so I think because of them, we just got to feel good win in the series again. We just felt like, you know, in the second game that you didn't make it through, but going with game 1, though, it was the most significant part of your series, and going with that Cho'Gath to really carry the game for your team. No, I just thought it was a good pick, so I picked it up. Did you practice a lot on it? Yeah, I did. But you know, with me being Huni, you know, I only need to play a champion just a couple of times, and I pretty much mastered it after that point. So don't know what that point of that question was. Yeah, Wolf looks very distraught by Huni's answer there. And don't talk such nonsense. But after carrying in such a hard carry fashion in game 1, you came back to game 2, and then you guys went completely in the downfall after that. Yeah, we definitely kept in our minds that we should have kept our focus and maintained that same amount of attention going to game 2. But I think I was maybe a little bit over-focused. That kind of led to the opposing end of that scale, where it just kind of went downfall from there. And the biggest debate always is whenever you're in a loss situation is whether it's the top laner's fault or whether it's the jungler's fault. And of course, you know, just today's games, you can say that the jungler's fault was not really there. I think that's what I have to say. And of course, the communication between the top and jungle is so important that you always have to keep in mind. I think it was completely my fault. I want to try to prove that, you know, that it was. Definitely the bigger fault in that was the top laner, for sure. Well, first of all, let's get this straight. It's definitely both of our faults for doing our faults in multiple situations, but you know, I think, but last year, you know, even you saw me from last year that top and jungle communication was not the biggest of my strengths, and I think can kind of show it again in today's series. And those are things that I think we can fix over time, and hopefully it gets better after that. And do you want to move the mic over to a good communicator in Untara? You were substituted in for game 3. You had to win the game for the team for the series. Yeah, I didn't feel a lot of pressure going in, and I felt like it was just another game that I had to win. Yeah, but I think, you know, in this regular season, if you get nervous, you're really not able to take on the bigger stage. So it was a situation that I couldn't get nervous even if I wanted to. And game 3 was a repeat performance with the Rumble. Yeah, I think even in game 2, I think if the early game went a little bit towards our way, the rest of the game should have been fine. But because of that downfall, that really made it tough for us. And of course, joining SKT this specific split, now you are playing a lot of games. But I think, yeah, I think I really owe it to my teammates who are doing just a spectacular job in every role. And a lot of people, especially your teammates, they talk about you, Untara, and the way that you really play your role and you're really obedient in the function that you are supposed to do in that top lane. Well, I don't know. I don't really know what my personal strengths are as a top laner, but I think I'm trying to adjust with the team and trying to fit my puzzles in the completeness of what SKT has already been. And Wolf just he's making these expressions on the side, being very unsatisfied about a lot of the things. Yeah, I can't believe what these guys are saying. They're speaking complete nonsense here. Let's talk about the bot lane then. If we can start off with either Bang or Wolf. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with today's games. Are you satisfied? Well, not really. Why are you not satisfied? I think getting the solo kills down in the bot lane was definitely a compliment going towards Deft as well, because he did such a good job of making those things happen. I can't believe he dodged the WQ with the flash, and as soon as he did that, I knew that I was gonna die right there. So credits to Def on that one. I think if our bot lane did a lot better than what we could have been, the game should have been a lot easier on us. But other than that, I think I'm pretty satisfied with how the overall game went. I mean, it's just a video highlight, not trying to make any statements here, but I think it was a situation where if I dodged a Rakan WQ, for example, I think not a lot of people would have talked about it, but Def made it look good on that one. Yeah, when we're trying to give feedbacks to each other, we always talk about how each of us died, and Wolf maybe has something to add on to that. Yeah, we never accept deaths. We don't acknowledge that. So we always say that if you did well, you would have made it alive. And Wolf, you picked out LSR and you didn't. You were actually very competitive in how the opposition threw their games against you. Yeah, LSR is definitely a very good solo queue pick, and it's something that I wanted to carry on to the competitive scene. And but I felt like that confidence really did come from my solo queue, where I was pretty successful with that pick. And speaking of solo queue points, you've risen very highly in the rankings in the Korean Challenger scene. I think, if I start practicing, my points do go up, and I felt that. Yeah, because we knew that Wolf didn't usually pick the support role in solo queue. Yeah, I think maybe a little bit, but yeah, ever since Wolf raised his score on solo queue, he's become very arrogant, to say the least. So yeah, I'm kind of like looking down on my teammates now, and whenever they do something bad, I just kind of criticize for every little thing they do. And of course, you guys want to celebrate today's win, but you guys have to remind yourself of the consecutive losses that you guys did face not very long ago. And did you maybe have a change of heart after that incident? I think as soon as the consecutive losses started, I think not only me, but just every one of our teammates here, we just had a lot to think about and really had a lot of realizations of what was right and what was wrong, and those kind of things, and really changed us as players and as an organization as well. And of course, us having worked hard got us this far, and we just felt like we just need to continue on with that and keep that same momentum, keep that same mindset with the way we approach things. And definitely, I think the practice maybe would have got you guys the win today. Is there anything any of you guys want to say in this interview time that you guys have? Well, the mic naturally it goes over to Faker. Well, I don't have much to say, but I think us starting off in the wild card, it's gonna be definitely an adventure. And I think, you know, even with today's win, we can't get complacent over these results, and we just will have to face the games one by one and hopefully get as furthest as we can. And I know that we have a lot of fans, so we just hope that you guys keep on supporting us, and we'll just try to get as far as we can. And that seems to be the end of the interview. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Joel. Fantastic to hear from all of SKT.